to the MedifastMetallicaMom kitchen, where we talk all things Medifast. My name is Andrea. I'm a Take Shape for Life health coach. Technically, I'm going to be talking about the Medifast lifestyle today, although I'm not going to be talking about a specific food. This is definitely a What Not to Do Wednesday, but it's something that 95% of Medifast users and Take Shape for Life people run into. This is a problem. This is a good problem to have. Most of you know that my birthday was this past week. Technically it was on Monday, but you know, the celebrations started last week. Parties, I also had a baby shower to go to. My husband so generously cooked for me. I cooked for myself, not realizing that I was going to be running into these problems. My house is loaded with food. Real food. Not that Medifast isn't real food, but Whole Foods. My house is loaded with fresh, delicious food. Food that I made for myself, food that other people made for me. I can't eat all this food if it's just out of lean and green, if it's just one meal a day. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So for the past couple of days, I have been shortening or lessening my Medifast meals. I have not eaten 5 a day. I'm lucky if I get in 3 a day. And I'm trying to just eat a low carb, high protein foods. And I am not losing, and I'm probably gaining a little bit. Now, I'll be honest, I stayed off the scale for the past couple of days because it was my birthday and there was a lot of celebration, not just for me, but for other people. It just everything sort of like peaked this past weekend. Some of you might think that that's stupid for me to stay off the scale. It's what I need to do, okay? My clothes are not fitting great. I definitely would say that I'm gaining because I know my body. And now I still have a ton of food, and I don't want to waste this food. This is good nutritional stuff. If you're friends with me on Facebook, and if you follow me on Facebook, you saw that my husband, instead of baking me a cake, he made me a quiche. And in red bell pepper, he cut out and wrote "Happy Birthday." This is the most delicious quiche that I think that I've ever eaten in my life. It has no bread. It has very little carbohydrate whatsoever. The most carbohydrate that's in here is in the tomatoes. And I didn't even eat a lot of the tomatoes. I had maybe 2 cherry tomatoes, something like that. There's a ton of egg, chorizo sausage in here. He sauteed spinach. There's a ton of garlic. There's cheese. It's all on-plan stuff, pretty much. Very high in protein, not low in fat, but I would say moderate fat because of the chorizo and the cheese. But there's no breading, there's no rice, there's no pasta, there's no fruit, there's no super salty stuff, like there's no ham or anything like that in there. And I've been eating it. If I eat a square as a meal, how much carbohydrate am I getting? How far off plan am I getting? I'm not really sure because I wasn't even the one who cooked this. My husband cooked it. So, and I still have like all that left, So, okay, so I've been eating that 2 or 3 times a day. Then on Friday, not thinking, I went to the grocery store and I bought a whole chicken because once a week, in a normal week, once a week I like to throw an entire chicken cleaned and then seasoned into a crock pot with 1 onion sliced at the bottom of it. I don't put any liquid, I don't put any fat, nothing. It's just a chicken in a crock pot for 6 hours. The chicken cost me about 13 bucks. It produced about 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds of beautifully seasoned, beautifully roasted chicken. After it's done, I let it sit for an hour to cool off, and then I stand there for 15 minutes and I rip this chicken apart, and I have a container. I always use this container because it fits it perfectly. And I take every little bit of chicken meat, no skin, no fat, whatever, and I put it in here. This is all solid chicken. I know that this looks like the breastbone, but it's all, my hands are clean. It's all fantastic, perfectly seasoned, perfectly cooked chicken. There's no bones, there's no nothing. You could just take bites out of whatever's in here with your hands, okay? I did that on Friday. Today's Tuesday. I'm so nervous that I'm not going to be able to finish it in time. It's just, and look at how much food this is. What am I supposed to do with it? I can't justify eating Medifast meals with all of this delicious natural food in my house. Here, I have a whole thing. My husband knows that I love Brussels sprouts. Technically, Brussels sprouts aren't on plan, but I don't necessarily agree with that because they're cabbage. Anyway, he roasted me Brussels sprouts, and every couple of minutes, I'm just doing that. No fat, no unhealthy fats. He used a little bit of olive oil, garlic, rice wine vinegar. What else did he use? Onion, lots of garlic. I think he used a little bit of sesame oil and olive oil and just roasted it in the oven. Brussels sprouts are so good. Why are Brussels sprouts not on plan? Anyway, so that's just an example of all of this perfectly nutritious, MediFast friendly food. But if I'm only eating one lean and green a day, I'm gonna end up throwing it away. I'm gonna end up throwing it away. There's no room in my freezer. I'm nervous about putting quiche into my freezer because, god damn it, it's not gonna taste good. I know it's not gonna taste good. If I had known that all of this food was gonna show up in my house, I would have roasted this chicken and then put all of this chicken in the freezer. But even then, the taste gets diminished. The nutrients diminish once you freeze stuff. And then you have to warm it up. You can't, defrosting food on the counter is not really an option for me because I have cats. So I would have to microwave it, and I hate microwaving my food any more than necessary because I feel like it zaps the energy out of the food. Other than that, my freezer is already packed because I have a very small freezer because I live in an apartment. So this is my life this week. I have to eat all of this food this week. So you know what? I'm gonna have to put MediFast on hold. And this is why it's my What Not to Do Wednesday. But I didn't really have control over this. This was just sort of a crux of food showing up at my house. By the way, I still have 2 crisper drawers full of vegetables, fresh vegetables. I have my freezer. I also have 2 or 3 heads of cauliflower that I riced and put into separate things and put it into my freezer. So those are in there. Thank God I did that. They're waiting for me when this is all finished. And I also have this door. On the other side of this door, I have so much MediFast food that it's ridiculous. This is a good problem to have, but it is a problem for people who are looking to lose weight using the 5-in-1 plan. So, I just have to really watch my portions, and it's one of the reasons why I love MediFast is because it's portion control automatically. I don't have to worry about it. So I have to watch my portions. I got to do all the right things. I have to be very, very, very conscious of everything that's going into my mouth. My camera died, but I was closing anyway. So anyway, I just have to be very conscious of everything that's going into my mouth and everything that goes onto my plate. I'm going to try to use as small plates as possible this week because I am going to be using up this food. My husband's out now until Saturday. He's not going to be home until Saturday. So it's just me eating all of this delicious food. It's a good problem to have. My name is Andrea. I'm a Take Shape for Life health coach. If you have any questions about the MediFast products or the Take Shape for Life program, hit me up. All of my information is down below. This is my What Not to Do Wednesday. Talk to you later. Bye.